qualitative versus quantitative observation, and inference guided notes. Our objective today is to learn the difference between observation and inference. Bell work, what does it mean to observe? And question 2, make 5 observations about the picture to the right. Pause the video now to complete your bell work. What is an observation? Anytime you use any one or more of your senses to gather information around you, you are making an observation. Your 5 senses include your sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. All observations that you make describe a fact. So looking at that picture, what are some observations that you can make? Perhaps you have observed there are 2 people in a hallway. Perhaps you have observed there are papers on the ground. There are 2 folders. There are, looks like 5 windows in the background. All different types of observations. When we talk about observations, we can classify our observations into 2 different categories. We have qualitative observation and quantitative observation. Qualitative observation is an observation of a characteristic. So color, smell, sight. Does it sound? Quantitative observation is always going to be measured or have numbers. When we again look at this picture, we can classify our observations. So we said that there was a blue folder on the floor. Blue folder is a qualitative observation because it's describing the characteristic of the folder, right? It's blue. A quantitative observation would be there are 2 folders on the floor. We have a blue one, which would be a qualitative observation, and a yellow one, qualitative characteristic. Our windows in the background are 5 windows. Again, 5 is a number, so that would be classified as a quantitative observation. An easy way to remember the difference between qualitative and quantitative, if you think of the word quality in qualitative, you can think about how it looks, right? And you can actually describe the quality of something. Again, whether it's using smell, sight, hearing, taste, which we don't do a lot of in science, but sometimes we will. And did I say touch? Quantitative is going to be any observation that includes numbers, right? So quantitative, like quantity, referring to numbers. You can also, if you look at this word and the spelling, it contains the letter N. That to me is a signal that I'm talking about numbers. N for numbers in the word quantitative. An inference is any time you use the information that you gathered during your observations to make an educated guess about things that are not necessarily seen or known. Inferences are our way of interpreting the data we collect as we draw conclusions about a situation. Again, looking at that same picture, can you make an inference about the picture? My inference would be that the female picture there is in shock, that the male is angry, he ran into her. Again, I don't know that, right? There's no actual real data in that picture to tell me that. I am simply making an educated guess about my observations And again, I see those observations on their faces as I infer about the situation. A prediction is a forecast of what will happen in the future based on the evidence or past experiences. When scientists make predictions, we call that a hypothesis. If you think about prediction and forecast, those words, if you think about the news, if you ever watch the weather, the meteorologists make a forecast, right? They give you a prediction about what the weather will be in the future. We don't know if that's going to be accurate or not, so we're not sure about their hypothesis. Can you make a prediction about the picture? My prediction would be that the woman is going to be more careful as she rounds the corner of the office in the future because she's not happy that she ran into the man. Let's review. What is the difference between qualitative and quantitative observation? Qualitative observation, things that relate to color, shape, texture, or other characteristics, again using our 5 senses. Quantitative observations, things that relate to quantity or measurements, such as weight, distance, height, and again it will always include numbers because we're measuring it. Question 2, how is a prediction different from an inference? An inference uses information gathered to make an educated guess about things that aren't necessarily seen or known. A prediction uses information to forecast what will happen in the future.